Here's a quick spoiler warning of all the anime featured in this video. You have been warned. You know, anime can surprise you sometimes. Ever since Sword Art Online aired back in 2014, the Isekai genre took the world by storm. Protagonists from all over Japan getting sent to who knows where, doing who knows what with some stupid, broken gimmick that breaks the entire reality. We've got our fair share of masterpieces in storytelling and others that weren't so great. Looking at you, smartphone! One day, as I was sifting through some good old Isekai trash, I found something. It had a weird glimmer that stood out from all the other dull, repeat, boring premises that we've all seen time and time again. So, I checked the contents. High schooler in another world? Check. Seems to have no power and thrown out of the castle that summoned him? Check. Finds a cute girl companion immediately? Check. Okay, this is seeming pretty generic so far. MC discovers broken ability? Check. Cute girl sidekick kills MC? Check. Wait, hang on. Hold on. Cute girl sidekick is surrounded by royal guards and kills them all in a stylish manner involving acrobatics and knives? Is this still an isekai?
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
The Executioner and Her Way of Life is an isekai that definitely delivers on a truly different interpretation of the typical story you'd expect from the isekai genre. Just like any other, this one can be easy to miss amongst the sea of generic slop that already exists. So let me tell you, it was quite a breath of fresh air when I started watching it. There was mystery, no overpowered abilities that the story revolved around, an intriguing magic system, and the best inclusion of all, gay girls in it. The story follows Menno. Her mission in life is to rid the world of otherworlders, people with power that can bring about calamity. However, the only way to stop them is to kill them, hence the title of Executioner. Pretty simple. After fulfilling her mission as she stabs the other worlder who we were led to believe was to be our MC at the start, Menno is tasked with eliminating the other worlder that was summoned after him. This is when Menno meets Akari, a girl with a unique ability that doesn't allow her to die. And with Menno being an executioner, that's kind of a problem. So, in order to try and find a means to end her life, Menno embarks on a journey around the world with Akari, without telling her it's a journey to find a means to kill her before her powers go out of her control. But there is a problem with that, because Akari has already traveled the world, because her powers are not that she can't die, her powers are that she can control time. Now, I know I usually talk about the characters at this point in the video, but this time I want to talk more about what really grabbed my attention first, the mystery. Something that really caught my attention when watching this series is how it wants to make sure you ask questions. Most media in our day and age has this tendency to want to answer as many questions for you instead of letting you try and figure them out for yourselves. It's a problem especially in Western media. There's so many examples that I'm not going to even bother giving them. However, in the Executioner's case, it's the opposite. A great example is how even in the anime's opening, the first shot you are presented is with Menno lying down holding her signature knife, before suddenly shifting scenes between a skeleton holding the exact same knife, and it makes you wonder, is Menno gonna die in this series? But when? Or will she? And it's times like this when I pray to the gods above for a season 2. Okay, now we can talk about the characters in a bit more detail. I think by far the best person to talk about first is Akari, because who is she? What is her power? And how is she going to affect the story in its entirety? As I mentioned earlier, it's made evident that Akari has the powers to control time. Whenever she dies, time rewinds around her, but only herself, if that makes sense. So, like, basically, her body rewinds, but everything else just keeps moving. And she has the ability to rewind the entire world as well, separately. We see that in episode 3, when they're on the train, getting jumped by bandits. And it really makes you ask the question, how much control over time does Akari have? And I think it's in episode 5 or 6 where we see that she has a completely different personality that she can just turn on and off, where she can switch between her past self and her future self, which is really interesting. And when we see it first happen, you're like, hold on, whoa, she can actually control everything. She is like an anime watcher who's seen everything that's going to happen, and she's that one friend who's going, hey, this is about to happen, you're going to really want to see this. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this part, it was so cool. And then when everything's happened and just before Menno shows up, she's like, okay, time to go back in time. She like kind of puts her fingers up to her head and kind of shoots herself. Either it's a Persona 3 reference, which would be awesome. What was that? Which would be just awesome, or it's just a better way to control her powers. Either way, it just makes you ask so many questions, and it makes you wonder, how many times has she actually been through everything that's happening? Is she ever going to come across a situation that hasn't happened, or is she traveling back in time so that she can find the proper ways to help Menno? Is Menno gonna die like so many different times to the point where Akari is just struggling to keep herself alive? There's like so many questions about Akari that I want to know more about, and it's just fascinating. I love it. And in regards to Menno, there's not as much as Akari, but I feel like there is enough where we know that she is the apprentice protege to the illustrious and most famed assassin in the entire world, Flair. And we know Menno really looks up to her. The fact that she's still an assassin, she's one of the best assassins, and the fact that just Flair's name alone is enough to gain her credit. Like, people will not refer to her as Menno, they will refer to her as Flairette, the second coming of Flair. That's just how terrifying she is. And I think it's really clever having Menno trying to figure out how to kill Akari, because it's giving her enough time to question, is she doing the right thing? Is it worth killing Akari? Will all of this world's problems be brought about just by killing the other worlders? And it really makes you see that not only is she starting to question her own morality and just place in the world, but it's also making you think, is there more to this? Are we gonna get some gay girl action eventually? I mean, who am I kidding? There's gonna be some gay girl action, but not the spicy kind. And I guess we better quickly talk about the other two characters as well. The first is Momo. She is Menno's companion, like aide, assistant. I don't really understand. All I know is that she has a complex for Menno. She is deeply in love with her. It's almost scary. And if anything, do not burn Momo's ribbons, because if you do, you will see a very, very terrifying side of her. And the other character is Ashura, or is it Ashura? I don't know. But Ashura is by far one of the most interesting characters because she's from the noble class, and all she thinks about is fighting and battle. Yeah, it's a bit cliche, over the top, but she does it right. I enjoy it. Like, every time she's on screen, I am having a fun time. She reminds me of Shion from Slime, but less busty and more hips and thighs accentuated. Does that make sense? Or am I just showing myself off in a really bad light right now? Okay, anyways, moving on. The last thing I want to talk about this story is its opposing force, or its antagonistic force, because most of the time you could expect a big bad villain monster on the path of our hero's journey at least once or twice in any story, and in The Executioner, there is no lack of action, that I can guarantee. The brawls with knights, train bandits, evil corrupted church folk, a combat-obsessed princess that definitely rocks whenever she's on screen, you name it. There's something for everyone! Apart from all that, there was something that actually, well and truly, terrified me. And I mean, terrified me. Now I can hear yourself asking, Samuel, what the hell scared you? You're scared of heights, zombies, so many things all at once. How can something not scare you? Well, I'm going to show you something that is absolutely terrifying. Behold, the most chaotic being you will ever witness. Something that could rival any anime villain or antagonist. I present to you, this little girl. What? You're expecting something else? Oh, you don't believe me. Okay, I see how it is. Just because I'm a very small YouTube channel and you just, he's probably making up for views and then... Do you believe me now? Alright, what's that? I can't hear you. Oh, you were wrong? Yeah, I thought so. This is a being that has total control over chaos. No, that's not another name for a small child. She's literally chaos incarnate. Yeah, I definitely can't show that on YouTube. Yeah, it's going to be highly censored, this bit. So you're going to have to take my word for it. Go download a high dive subscription and check it out for yourself. I have never seen an antagonistic force like this in an anime before. Shocker, I know. You should have seen me after watching this for the first time. I remember sitting on my bed, it was around like 10 a.m. in the morning. This pops up, pressing the spacebar, pausing the video. I'm like, nope. I'm putting my microphone down. I'm taking off my headset. And you're gonna just hear me walk away. Like, yeah, like this, see? I'm walking away now. This creature straight from the Notosphere is an otherworlder whose power is out of their control and capable of ripping apart the world and reality. And she's just happened to break free of her impenetrable prison. Only slightly. And what does it want to do? Oh, that's easy. Just reenact really shitty B-grade monster movies. Yeah. Just because it's a monster, it doesn't mean they can't have hobbies. I mean, we all have hobbies, right? So, what does it want to do? Oh, that's easy. It turns itself into a terrible CGI monster. It feels like it's breaking the fourth wall at this point. Where's Deadpool? Where is he gonna show up? Oh, is he over there? Is he over there? No, he's not showing up. This isn't Deadpool. That is how terrifying this is. Menno and Akari don't even properly defeat it in the end. It just sulks off back to its prison. And one little chunk of it survives living on the outside, ready to cause trouble in whatever future conundrum happens in the original source. I don't know. I really want to read it now. So, is this a villain? No. It's an eldritch being beyond our understanding. Because that is more terrifying than a villain. It is a being or creature that just does shit for fun. So this has been The Executioner and Her Way of Life. It is a much needed breath of fresh air in the anime isekai. Its clever subversion of already existing plot points and themes, and the reimagining of the influence of people from another world is such an interesting take that it makes me wonder how other series don't play around with this. I think what also is fun is just seeing the dynamic between Menno and Akari grow, because it feels like a really fun relationship where they really perfectly balance each other out. And it makes you wonder, where is the story going to go from here? What's going to happen to them? Are these two ever going to get together and realize their feelings for one another? And it's just good vibes. It makes me very happy that a series like this can exist. Hopefully we get a season 2. And for now, yeah. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I have a bunch more coming that will be just like it. And meanwhile, I want to get started on a new bigger video for when I finish university in November. For now, I'm going to try pumping out more stuff like this while working on assignments. Wish me luck. You already know what the other channels tell you to do. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It lets me know that you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more videos from me in the future, make sure you hit that little bell. Thankfully, I only upload like once a month? My name is Sam Stormer. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!